I'm 22 pregnant, and my boyfriend, 28, wants me to hold off on the abortion for his kink. How do I decide what to do? My boyfriend, 28M, and I, 22F, have been together for 4 years, but we were friends for a few years before that. When we were just friends, he had a FWB who got pregnant. He doesn't want kids, so he didn't want her to keep it and offered to help her get an abortion. She wanted to keep it, so he said he would pay child support and some other stuff, but wouldn't be involved in the child's life beyond that. They continued to sleep together while she was pregnant, and then again when she was about 3 months postpartum. One day, he was having a little party at his house with some of his friends, and I brought some of my friends. This part is a little NSFW. We were all drinking and a little high, and he ended up telling us that he had sucked on her nipples and drank some of her breast milk. He said it tasted kind of good, and we all laughed. He stopped seeing his FWB when the child was about 6 months old. About a year later, when we started dating officially, he told me that he actually loved it and sometimes got off on it. My boyfriend has always loved to play with my breasts, and I kind of lean into it when we have sex. When we moved in together 2 years ago, I walked in on him getting off on that kind of porn, and he told me he had a bit of a kink for it. That's kind of the backstory, and I apologize for how horribly worded the next part is. I was crying, LOL. I'm childless, definitely don't ever want to have kids, and I'm super careful about taking the pill. I started feeling kind of nauseous, dizzy about a month ago, but I've been drinking a lot lately. Mental health has gotten worse, LOL. My boyfriend was watching a video we made a few years ago and commented that my breasts have gotten bigger. I got a bad feeling, so we went to buy a pregnancy test, and I'm pregnant. I cried when I booked a doctor's appointment, and I got really drunk that night. Abortion was always my plan if the worst came to the worst, so I just held out for the appointment so I could be referred to have it done, but the doctor said I was 14 weeks. I was so horrified. When my boyfriend and I got home, he offered me some wine, so I drank and cried. When I felt better, he made a joke about whether I could lactate. I asked him WTF he meant. He mentioned his FWB and drinking her breast milk and said he'd like to try mine. I was pretty drunk and thought he was joking, but no. I reminded him that I'm getting an abortion, and he said he knew that, but wanted to see if I'd start it during pregnancy. I Googled it, and apparently you can start breastfeeding at about 16 to 22 weeks. His idea is that we delay the abortion until the very last minute so he can see if he can try my breast milk. Where we live, I can have an abortion up to 20 weeks. He says I probably won't get pregnant again, so this would be his only chance. To be honest, I've been drunk or high since I found out I was pregnant. This is like my worst nightmare. He's been so sweet and caring since we found out, and my mind isn't really in a good place, so I agreed to delay the abortion for a while. I'm 16 weeks now, and I don't see any signs of milk production or anything. I'm really freaking out now that if I keep waiting, I might not be able to get the abortion and be stuck pregnant and have to give birth. I literally cannot give birth, like I fear it more than death. I don't know. I know it means a lot to him, and I've just really tried to pretend this pregnancy doesn't exist, but now it's starting to hit me. My boyfriend says it's going to work out and I can get an abortion, but I'm really scared. I'm at university, and I've been missing all my classes and assignments and just staying in our bed for the last few days. I know it's not good for me, but I also don't want to disappoint my boyfriend. He's so excited. I don't know what to do. I don't know if he's right and we can wait a little longer. I'm losing my mind, so some advice would be so helpful. Please, I just can't think straight. How would I tell him I don't want to continue? TLDR. My boyfriend has a thing for breast milk/feeding. I'm 16 weeks pregnant, and he wants us to delay the abortion to see if I can lactate. I'm worried that I won't start lactating and won't be able to get the abortion if I wait. He's so excited and I love him so much, but I just don't know if I can keep doing this to myself. Edit. Thank you all. I feel so stupid and naive now, and I hate myself so much. It's late here, but I'm going to get the abortion as soon as I can. I just don't know how to approach it with my boyfriend. I feel like he'd probably be okay, maybe, and I've seen some people say that you can maybe induce lactation without pregnancy, so maybe he'll be more okay if I tell him that. I really love him, and I know the comments are harsh, but he is usually a good guy. I just don't know why he's been like this. I've been high, drunk, and/or both most of the time for the past few weeks, so I just haven't had a clear head. I don't think he realizes how much pain I'm in and how horrible this is for me. But I don't want to break up. I'm really happy in our relationship otherwise. Edit. My sleeping pills are working, so I'll answer the rest tomorrow. I want to reiterate that I will get the abortion and call tomorrow to see how soon I can get it done. I appreciate all the comments, and I really feel terrible for myself that all this has happened. I really just feel run down. Edit. Continued. More than a day later at this point, I've made the necessary appointments for the abortion and the preliminary tests, chest scans. I've scheduled it, and I'm going through with it. I vaguely told my mom that I'm having an abortion and that I might need some help, and I'm not too sure about my relationship at the moment. I didn't want to go into too much detail with her, but she said she would be there for anything I need with the abortion and/or him. I just want to get the abortion over with before I deal with the boyfriend stuff. I feel overwhelmed. I appreciate all the helpful and kind comments here. Also, I was on Twitter earlier and saw this post come up on my timeline. It felt so weird to see that, but I appreciate all the help and support there as well. Thank you all, smiley face. I know I've been very stupid, but I'm trying. I think I've been out for a long time, and I'm finally waking up. Update 1. I'm using a new account to post this because I had some problems trying to use my original one. I hope that's okay. Sorry if not. I posted last week about my boyfriend wanting me to wait until I was 19 weeks pregnant to get an abortion to see if I would breastfeed because he has a breastfeeding SL breast milk kink. Abortion access is up to 20 weeks where we live. I didn't find out until I was 14 weeks pregnant and had it done at 16 weeks. I am now 17 weeks pregnant, and I will say first that yes, I am getting the abortion in a few days. It is definitely confirmed. I want to say thank you again to all the people who have been so helpful and supportive. I really appreciate it. I was feeling so overwhelmed, and my life has just felt like a wreck these past few weeks. So it really helped. I did feel a little better a few days after I posted. I know some people said not to tell him about the abortion, but I really hated the idea that he was the person people said he was. Like, I just needed to know what he'd say and feel, and I wanted to ask some questions. I called my mom beforehand to tell her I was going to talk to him, so I guess I'd have some protection if things went wrong with him. The comments kind of scared me. I just told her that he has a thing for pregnant women, so he wanted me to delay the abortion as long as possible for him. My mom's tone kind of changed, and she said some stuff and then basically just called me and said I was disgusting for going along with it, and she couldn't support me anymore if I did stupid shit like that. I don't really want to get into it, but it was really hard to hear. I felt so alone. The next day, I told my boyfriend that I needed to talk. I wasn't sober, so this is my best recollection and only the gist, not the conversation verbatim. I told him how I felt and that I'm not into his kink, and I only do it because I like pleasing him, but I can't hurt myself anymore. that I've scheduled the abortion and I'm so disgusted with the thing inside me. Like I have bad back pain and pains and weird feelings in my stomach and obviously my mental health. I sobbed through it and just sort of rambled on until he held me. He said he was so sorry and that he didn't know how bad I felt. He told me he thought I was okay with everything because I didn't say I wasn't. He said he'd come with me to the abortion and he'd be there with me. I asked him a lot about my teenage years, like I just needed to know. I didn't really have much to lose. He said he obviously thought I was pretty, but he wasn't attracted to me until I was 18 and only really thought of me differently when I made the first move the first night we slept together. I was so horrified by the baby trapping comments that I literally said to him, "How do you think I got pregnant?" He said maybe I missed a pill or something. He didn't give off any weird vibes like he was lying, so I think he didn't mess with my pill. He apologized for me being pregnant and said again that he didn't mean to cause me this pain. I was exhausted and just lay on his chest and cried for a while. The next few days he's really loving, giving me back massages and lots of attention and cooking for me. He keeps saying he's sorry and he's going to do everything he can to make it up to me. He suggested that we go on a trip when this is over, like go away for a few nights and have a little vacation. The other night we had a few drinks and I was talking about Taylor Swift's tour. Been a fan since I was 8, LOL. 'Cause I sometimes play this app game where you guess her outfits and surprise songs for the concert, and I was filling it out. He asked when their tour ends, and I said the end of the year, and he said he could try to arrange for us to go see one of them. I was like, that's so expensive and it's sold out, but he said he could see if he could make it work. I feel really supported and loved right now. I'm glad I opened up and told him. I think our relationship is in a much better place. If he had reacted badly, I would probably feel differently, but it's been good. I also don't really know who else I have, TBH. My mom clearly hates me, and I'm relying on government money to study, which isn't that much, so it's not like I can afford to live anywhere else right now. I also love our lifestyle and what he does for us, so I don't want to mess that up. I doubt he'll be successful, but if he gets us to see the Era tour, that's like a dream for me. I'd really be the happiest person. I kind of feel like if I'd followed some of the advice I've been given, I'd be in such a different and worse place right now. I'm looking forward to doing fun couple stuff with him, like he even brought up wine and cheese tastings, or taking me shopping, like really nice dates. We had sex last night for the first time in over a week, and he was really respectful, didn't give my boobs any attention, but I felt adored, so I kind of gave in. Still not into that kink personally, but I like seeing him happy. I feel like when I get rid of this parasite, our relationship will be really strong. Like this thing has really tested us, LMAO. So it's all good. I'm just waiting for the abortion, smiley face, and I'm going to give my mom some time. There's been a rocky history there, so we'll see, I guess. Update 2. I had the abortion. I was notified by the Baru, and yes, the other account is me, and yes, I got the abortion. I've been reading and responding to comments for hours before both my original and update posts got locked, removed. It's very early in the morning here, and I know I'm going to get off for this, but I'm drunk. But I just need to say that I had the abortion, and no, I don't want this to be used as any kind of anti-abortion propaganda. I've even seen some comments referring to Fox News, and I'd rather gouge my own eyes out than be used as some sort of tactic to push people to be pro-life forced birth, in my opinion. My abortion was necessary, though delayed. I understand that. I understand that I was so upset, but I needed it. I didn't find out until it was late, and I'm struggling with my mental health and the alcohol and the drugs, and I was just in a daze. I'm so glad I made my initial post because it helped me get the abortion when I wanted it, and no, I don't live in the US, but again, I don't want this to be used at all as evidence for draconian pro-life laws. They don't save lives. I don't want to get into politics because I'm supposed to be sleeping, but I don't want this to change anyone's mind about abortion. I'm probably the first person to ever deal with this. I know everyone tells me my boyfriend sucks, but I really don't know. It's so hard to fit an entire relationship history into a few posts and comments. He's been so sweet and supportive, and I really believe in giving him another chance. I'm happy to clear up anything here if you want. I just wasn't expecting this kind of response, and it was a bit of a shock. I'm not at uni because I feel pretty, physically, so I have a lot of time just to be bored, LOL. And as for the drug stuff, that's not a concern. Like, I know it's not technically great, but I can't use it just fine if I'm not bad mentally. Since the abortion, I've only been taking mostly prescribed stuff. As for the alcohol, yeah, I know and I agree. It's just so hard to even conceptualize sobriety sometimes. I know I have to do it, but it's also like you have to want to get sober to actually be sober, or at least be successful at it. I've tried sobriety like 3 or 4 times at this point, IDK. Just please don't use my stupidity as an incentive for sobriety. I would never have posted anything if I knew it would come to this.